frequency cleared.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Lump Dog, your favorite fantasy football commissioner's favorite fantasy football commissioner, and I'm back with another PPH video commissioner message. Week number 6, 2020 season. Yada! That's what's up, man. I can't believe it's our 20th year, man. I was just reminiscing the other day through some old pictures of how far we've come. Like some of our old drafts in garages and at people's houses, and then, going to Tahoe and then Reno, and then, finally getting over to Vegas. And I just remember that first draft in Vegas was pretty epic, man. It was just like, wow, we're big timing now. So it was pretty cool. Anyway, so what went down in week 6 in PPH? Well, we had a couple trades, and we had a couple big wins, and we had a couple big losses. But first, before we get started, make sure you go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell notification to be notified anytime I upload a new video. And again, hit that like and subscribe. It helps out my channel more than you know. Helps out the PPH, gets it out to all the fantasy footballers. Because a lot of people should understand what this league is about. And 20 years deep, 10 years plus of video commissioner messages. I just don't know another league doing the things that we do. We got a fantasy football championship belt. It was like a $3,000 belt, custom made on football leather. Man, go back, watch all the past, if you're new to the channel, watch some of the past episodes, get yourself caught up, know what the PPH is about. Anyway, so going into some of the trades that happened last week. So we had a big trade between the rookie and Holier Than Thou, trading away Ryan Fitzpatrick and Mike Davis for Ryan Tannehill. And then Holier Than Thou already had Matt Ryan, so now he has 2 number 1 quarterbacks. Mike Davis is coming to an end here for his usefulness, but it seems like he's been performing well enough that they're going to still use him in the offense. But Ryan Fitzpatrick just lost his job, so Mike Davis for Tannehill was pretty much that trade. So that was a 10-0 trade. Bad, but not as bad as mine. Woo! I got him. Hey, so make sure, watch out in PPH, man. PPH, man, we got some of these things called predators. I'm one of them. So you got to be careful when you're dealing in the PPH with predators. When you spend $500 to get into a fantasy football league, you should know what you're doing. And I'll give Polly props. At least he can explain himself why he makes a trade. Some other league members won't be even able to explain themselves on why they made a trade. They'll just be like, oh, yeah, I don't know, and just have a blank stare on their face, or just ghost you and not even explain themselves. But anyway, got Andy Dalton. He had Amari Cooper, just like Dak Prescott. Was looking on his roster. He had Chris Godwin sitting on his IR for like 3 weeks, and I was like, man, maybe he's tired of Chris Godwin. He hasn't really done anything. He's low under the radar, hasn't really done much even when he did play. He had like 1 game of 12, and the other games he's been single digits. But anyway, traded him Andy Dalton. He accepted. I got Chris Godwin, and he got Andy Dalton, which was, I guess, a -4 now, according to Tardo, in the trade value chart. And again, so the trade value chart, some members like Mollywops and Tardo and the Foss, they like to use that as their Bible. Return to Greatness, they like to use that as their Bible for rating trades. I like to use it more as like just a measuring, like a sample. Like just gives you an idea. Like these numbers that they're applying to these aren't really real. They're just kind of like, I kind of get the idea, right? Like, okay, he's worth about a 15, and he's worth about a 0. So maybe he's really worth about a 13 or 12, and he's really worth about a 2, 3, or 4. So kind of like that, right? That's how I like to look at it. But it is what it is. The trade went down. I'm a predator. Watch out when you're, let me tell you guys out there, a little tip. When you're out there fishing for trades and you're throwing your pole out there, you don't bait your hook there with everything you got. You don't bait it with everything. You bait it with just a little bit. See if you get a bite, right? Then that way you got more bait for the next fish, right? That's what you do. And I'm talking this, putting it into terms that maybe I can understand, because I'm going to be probably fishing here very soon with the record that I have. But For real though, I mean, you're just not going to bait your hook with everything you got. You're just going to put a little bit on there, see if you can get a bite. And especially a reigning champ that won, you know, he's supposed to know what he's doing, right? He's supposed to know what the hell he's doing. 20-year member, they're supposed to know what they're doing, what the value is of people. So anyway, just be careful out there. Always try to get the other person to accept your offer rather than you accepting their offer, unless it's something that you can't refuse. So that's the way I do it. Also, if you're trading away big players like Godwin or like that, you know, players drafted in the first 3 rounds, I would say at least try to put them on the trade block first. See what you can get before you start just accepting anyone's offer. Just some words to live, some little useful nuggets out there to live by. You don't have to do it that way, just the way I kind of do it. And if that's what works for me, and it worked for me, you might want to try it. But if not, do what you need to do to make your trade. So anyway, again, the Predators, again, they're out there. Your boy's one of them, big apex predator. I'm their camouflage. You can't see me. You don't know what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden, boom, right onto the scene. And grab that Godwin guy for me on your IR for 3 weeks. Well, anyway, so that's what really kind of went down in the PPH last week. I'm going to go ahead and get into the games. Oh, before we do that, we have the game of the week. We do have, sorry, I almost forgot. We have, we got the game of the week alert. So, here we go. I think it's playing. There we go. There we go. All right, we got the game of the week. Yada. That's right. We got the basket of deplorables taking on the rookies, both 5-1. First place is on the line here in this game. There is no history between these two, so there's really nothing to go through and break down and try to say who is gonna, who has the edge here. The Guru does like the basket of deplorables over the rookie. I would say I also like it, but with Mr. Unlimited on the rookies team, you never know that 50 points he could get. I mean, they play the Cardinals this week, so it's not like there's a tough defense. So they could definitely, Mr. Unlimited could definitely lead Pemberton, the rookie, to a 6-1 record. But I'm going to take the PPH OG basket of deplorables in this game, and I think he takes out the rookies and gets into first place all by himself. Yada. There we go. All right. So anyway, going back, that was the game of the week, and I think that was a pretty productive segment. I do. So there we go. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into week 6 in the PPH and see what went down in the games. In our first game, we had the Juggernauts take out the Haters 73.82 to 63.38. What a shit game this was. No one even broke 75 points. Juggernauts with the luck win with only 73. Unbelievable. So, Haters, only 6.22 from Rogers. Man, he really came crashing back down to earth. David Johnson with a decent game with 12.9. Stephon Diggs with 10.6. He's been pretty solid this year. I didn't think he would be doing this well in Buffalo. And then the Bears defense was 17. Really nothing much to talk about in that roster. Juggernauts, man. Tom Brady, 23.22. He's been up and down all season. Definitely the age, I think, is catching up to him. He's not looking, even with all the weapons he has, forgetting what down it is, he is just not looking like a number 1 quarterback. That's for sure. Matt Prater with 10.2 and then 20 from the Steelers defense. Juggernaut's really missing CMC from his lineup, really hurting him right now. So he gets the win, though, improves to 3-3, takes out the Haters, who falls to 3-3. And the next game, we have Just My Luck losing to Basket of Deplorables, 133.05 to 73.65. Just My Luck is on a 3-game losing streak. Biggest losing streaks, or longest losing streak right now in PPH. Basket of Deplorables led on his team by Deshaun Watson with 49.25. Man, that Houston Texans game was crazy. Man, in the second half, they were just going, especially in the fourth quarter, just going back and forth, trading blows. Hit that big touchdown to Will Fuller, got him 19.3 points, 53-yard touchdown. That combo can be pretty deadly right there, as you can see, getting close to 80 points almost there for Will Fuller and Deshaun Watson. So that was pretty good there. Aaron Jones held in check with only 10.1. 10.2 from Logan Thomas, and then 19 from the Dolphins D. So that was a good free agent pickup playing the Jets and playing them, getting a 133 spot. So Basket Deplorable improves to 5-1. Just my luck's been ravaged by he lost Nick Chubb, which really hurt him, and then he had Mike Thomas, which we never really got into his lineup, and ended up trading him away for Chris Carson, who was on a bye last week. So maybe this week he can start getting the payoff. But Josh Allen, the last 2 games, really's fallen off. Only 21.45 points, 12.2 from Ridley, and then that's really about it. 73 points. It's only going to get it done when you play the haters. So. Just my luck falls to 2-4, his 3rd loss in a row, as I said, and then Basket Deplorables 5-1, being in the game of the week for week 7 in PPH, playing for first place, trying to take out the rookie. In the next game, man, big upset here, man. Brewdogs taking out the Mollywops, 97.67 to 93.81. Patrick Mahomes, a pedestrian, 30.81 points. And I do say pedestrian because that's pretty pedestrian for Patrick Mahomes, especially with our scoring with 1 yard every 15 yards. You're expecting 40-plus points out of Mahomes. Miles Sanders, he was on pace for a pretty big game, 12.8. Crazy thing, man, he busted off this long, I think like 60-yard run again, 70-yard run, and he fumbled at the end of it, but it fell into the end zone. Then Arcega-Whiteside, the receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles, fell on it for the touchdown. So he actually got his 3 more points. He was lucky to get that. So, but he could have had a really big game. Got injured and got removed, but 12.8 points there. James Conner was 17.2 points. He's been pretty solid ever since he's gotten back from that ankle injury. And then 15 from the Ravens D. I mean, Mollywops has got to be just kicking himself with Gesicki and Akers with the 2 goose eggs. I mean, to only lose about like 4 points, if he would have put 2 guys with, getting 2 points each would have got it for him. So that's got to hurt. That's a tough loss, but huge win for Brewdogs. Matt Stafford with 19.47 points, 11.5 from Kenny Galladay, 17.6 from A.J. Brown. Man, he's been beasting since he came back from his knee injury. And then AP, Adrian Peterson, the ageless one, with 11.8. And then the Giants D with 18 big points. Good pickup there on the free agent market there for Brewdogs for the Saints bye week. So good shit. So he gets the win, 97.67, improves to 2-4, staying on that life support. And then Mollywops taking that loss, falling to 4-2. In the next game, we had the JM Boogaloo Boys taking on the Holier Than Thou, losing to them, 90.48 to 106.28. Holier Than Thou led on his team by Matt Ryan with 49.88 points. Man, when Matt Ryan has Julio Jones, he is just a different quarterback. 25.1 points from Ronald Jones, and really that's about it on the squad. As you can see, he's lucky to get such big scores out of his quarterback like that. I mean, he gets a normal like 30 or 25 points, and he takes an L. So anyway, Andy Dalton, again, we went about the trade. The Predator took advantage of the old champ there, 18.38 points. 25.3 from DeAndre Swift. Hope, man, that could be a diamond in the rough there, man. He is looking real good right now. And Adrian Peterson's still cutting into his carries, and he still can get 100 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. It is against Jacksonville, so I'm hoping that was the reason, because I play him this week, and he can keep that down. Did good last week. Calm it down this week. Mari Cooper still with 13.9, and then 21 from that young ho. Got 90.48. Falls to 3-3. Holier Than Thou, again, stays off that life support, improves to 2-4. In the next game, we had the rookie take his first loss to Dirty High T, 122.49 to 78.57. Kirk Cousins, man, he was looking bummish at the very beginning of that game. Threw 3 picks. He was just pumping Dirty High T's face, but he gets it turned around in the second half, ends up with 36.19 points. Joe Mixon gets hurt, so I don't know. That might hurt them right there. 12.9. 31.6 from Justin Jeffries. Man, he is looking he's like a rookie of the year candidate right now. Seriously. He's been blowing up lately. Travis Kelce with 15.5. Claypool, the free agent pickup last week, paying off 14.1, and then gets that win with 122.49. Proves to 2-4. Rookie takes his first loss. Man, he's been quiet. Have you guys noticed that on the text message? Before when he's 5-0, just talking all that smack, all that smack and bullshit about how great he was and how he's going undefeated, and then now he's taking that L. I got things going on with people buying fake IDs. Oh my God, what's going on in NU Underground? I have no idea. I'm busy. I don't have time to return texts. I ain't got time. I'm busy now. I'm 5-1. I don't know what's going on. I'm busy. Yeah, flip flopper. We know what it's like, Rook. We know what it's like. We know we're on to you. Only 25.31 from Fitzpatrick. Would have done better by starting Tannehill. Why would you make that trade? Makes no sense, but whatever. Like I said, get on here and explain yourself. At least explain it to us. Why would you make that trade? What about that trade made you think, yep, I want to do it? And then on top of it, you sit Mike Davis, who you got. Oh, no, you put him in your flex. Sorry. Anyway, 25.31, 10 point from Robert Woods, and then that's it. Again, Mike Davis in your flex. My bad. Fumble loss. So, I don't know. CMC's supposedly coming back next week. Let's see if he is even worth anything after that. So get on here in Pemberton. Holla at your boy. Let me know what's good. Let's get you on an interview. Let's have you come in here, explain yourself. Explain what's going down in NU Underground with all the fake IDs, and tell us what's going on with Mini Coop and how the citizens are and all your Boogaloo boys out there, and see when the revolution you're supposedly going to start is happening. So holla at your boy. Anyway, falling to 5-1, and then Dirty High Tea improving to 2-4. In the next game, we had Return to Greatness winning the weekly prize. Congratulations, Return to Greatness, because it's been a while. Winning 162.71 to 85.47 over Patty's Playboys. Kyle Murray, man, just tearing it up. 38.11. He is the goal line back on Arizona, man. Pissing me off because Kenyon Drake could have had 3 TDs, but whatever. 43.4 from Derrick Henry. Complete beast. How do you leave the guy open on that screen pass in overtime? Houston, seriously? You can't guard the guy? You're just going to leave him straight up? Yeah, 200 yards rushing, 52 yards receiving, man. Just a complete yardage monster. 2 touchdowns with one of them going for 94 yards. Man, you better win the weekly when you get something like that out of your running back. 11.7 from Hayden Hurst, and that was his only catch, was that 157-yard touchdown, or 35-yard. Actually, no, he had more than one catch, but he had 2 catches, and one of them went for the 35-yard touchdown that no one was guarding him. Like Minnesota, again, it was like you thought it was Derrick Henry out there, just not even guarding him. No one within 15 yards of the guy. So does well, gets it. Gotta get rid of that. Got 11.7 from Hayden Hurst, 17.7 from Justin Tucker, the fucker, and then 22 from the Bucks D. Man, the Bucks D has been pretty good there. I was looking at him too, but I didn't. I went with the Patriots. So anyway, got the win, got the weekly, proves to 5-1 in first place, tied record-wise, but in first place point-wise. So good shit. They return to greatness. Congratulations. Patty's Playboys, man, 36.37. What are you doing? Starting Leonard Fournette, man. Go start Matt Breida at least. At least he's getting carries, man. What are you doing starting people that ain't getting carries, active with no carries? And he was active last week with no carries, but you didn't start him last week. So I don't know. Patty's a crazy guy. He doesn't listen to experts for anything. He just, that's bullshit. They don't know what they're talking about. Well, I think they do, because you got a 0. 17.9 from Kittle. Another 0 from Wilson. Wilson, really? And then 10 from Succo. Anyway, Patty's Playboys falls to 1-5. Return to greatness improves to 5-1. All right, and the last game of the week, we had your boy, Mr. Sweet Spot, take out Two-Turnt Tato, the 289ers, 106.31 and 94.46. Joe Burrow for two Tartato, 24.36 points, 11.1s from Philip Lindsay, 12.6 from Gaskin, 11.1 from Adam Thielen, Julio Jones, 26.7, and then again the two goose eggs really hurt him with Andy Isabella and the Rams defense. Going into this game, I was down like 40 points going in, a little over 40 points going into Monday night, but I had Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Kenyon Drake going. Anyway, Cam Newton's scaring me. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. Only 19.81 points against Denver. Really? I mean, that COVID delay, too, really screwed me because the Patriots D, if they would have played the week before, wouldn't have been playing Drew Lock. They'd have been playing their third-string quarterback in Denver, and I think there would have been a better matchup. But anyway, only 19.81 points from Cam Newton. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 17.9 points. I did like seeing that Andy Reid, after the game, did say that Edwards-Helaire is still the starter, even when they get Le'Veon. I think Le'Veon's coming in just to spell Damian Williams and definitely give them more of a goal line threat. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was never really the goal line back. I think in the first game against Houston, they gave it to him like 4 different times on the 1 or 2 yard lines. He got stuffed every time. So I think they're looking for a better back, a bigger back on the goal line, and that's why they got Le'Veon. And of course, he's going to cut into his production some, but it's going to take him at least a few weeks to get up to speed. So. Anyway, 17.9 from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Jonathan Taylor with 11.5. I'm waiting for his breakout game. Only 60 yards rushing, 55 yards receiving. Like, when's he going to get it started, man? My receivers suck ass. But Kenyon Drake, man, God, love that guy right now, man. I was so pissed off at that guy going into Monday night, man. I thought for sure I was going to lose it. And then came down to the last drive of the game for Arizona. They were just trying to run the clock out. I was down 4 points, and it was 3rd and 1, and Drake busts that 69-yard touchdown run and just pumps Tartato face straight up. Just pumps him in the suck hole. Oh, my God. Man, that's why Tartato, man, you should be popping up on Facebook talking about how dead I am. I think the fantasy gods punished you for that one. They didn't like that. I think the fantasy gods also, took my my last week's message being on the T2T Ranch, the horse with the Biden flag, and and sitting on the tractor doing that kind of work. I think the fantasy gods starting to come around for me. We'll find out this week if it was a one week wonder. Ended my 3-game losing streak, so I was due. Big win. I improved to 2-4. Again, trying to stay off that fishing dock, even though I am fishing with just a little bit of bait on my hook. Not a big bait, just a little bit of bait. And then Tartato falls to 2-3. Oh, excuse me, 3-3. He falls to 3-3. All right, y'all. There was week 6 in the PPH. All right, y'all. There you go. There was week number 6 in the PPH, man. I can't believe I pulled out that win, man. Kenyon Drake, beast mode on that last one. I can't, finally coming through for your boy. Woo! Needed that. Keep me on life support. Keep me off that dock for one more week before I actually go real fishing. So, anyway, great week 6 PPH. We got a log jam there in the middle. We're going to start seeing who's getting separated. And remind you, week 10 is the trading deadline. So remember, week 10, we're going into week 7. That's only 3 weeks away. 4 weeks if you include in week 7. So make sure you're making those trades, baiting those hooks, and seeing if you can catch yourself a sucker. Oh, or watch out for a predator. One of the two, or catch a predator. Anyway, Paulie, I will say though,
congratulations.
Yep,
you played
yourself. Anyway, that was PPH week 6. Lump Dogs out. See y'all next week. Peace.